get you up to speed on the latest in sports. I'm Sean Yao. The Gilas men's 3x3 team is back to the drawing board as they prepare to reclaim the gold in the Southeast Asian Games. Marty Bautista tells us more.
After their disappointing FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup finish, Gilas Pilipinas' 3x3 men's team turns their focus on the Southeast Asian Games in May. The team's campaign in the Asia Cup was not so fruitful as the men's team failed to qualify past pool play. The women's team, on the other hand, dropped out in the quarterfinals. But with that over, the 3x3 team will shift their attention to bringing back the gold in the SEA Games. Local players will spearhead the training pool for the biennial meet. In the previous edition of the Games in Vietnam, the men's team caught bronze while the women's team got fourth place. Pressure is on the men's team to repeat a twin gold performance it showed with the women's squad last 2019. Jory Napoles, Brandon Gonuelas-Rosser, Marvin Hayes, and Raymar Caduyak are all part of the pool. Almon Vosotros, one of the guys who played in the Asia Cup, will serve as team captain.
Unang-una nandun yung pressure kasi alam naman natin na pagdating sa SEA Games, especially sa basketball, tayo yung contender. So I think walang ine-expect yung mga tao, especially the management or SBP na kailangan gold. So we will do everything para mabalik yung gold sa atin.
Like in the Asia Cup, Gilas is looking to solve their height disadvantage. To cater to this problem, naturalized players will come in to reinforce their SEA Games lineup. Head coach Lester Del Rosario said they're waiting on who will officially become part of the team. Among those being eyed are Phil Australian Brandon Bates and former Ateneo center Ange Kawame.
Kung papahiram sa amin ng 5x5, baka i-consider namin kasi big factor din yung kailangan din namin ng height kasi lalo ngayon Bates and Kit Datu is questionable. So talagang kailangan namin ng malaki talaga. Kasi ngayon so far ang malaki natin is si Lurvin.
The SEA Games will begin on May 5 and will last until May 17. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
And in the PBA, Jeffrey Carriazo has signed a 3-year deal as the new head coach of the Blackwater Bossing. The 50-year-old mentor was welcomed by team owner Joseldo C. himself, along with the rest of the team's coaching staff. Carriazo is expected to bring in deputies Joe Silva and former player Mike Cortez. He will be taking over coaching duties from Ariel Vanguardia. This will be the 4th team Carriazo would be mentoring after Ginebra, Alaska, and Converge. But a lot of work needs to be done for the Bossing, coming off a 1-10 win-loss record in the season-ending Governor's Cup. Still in the PBA, the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings and the TNT Tropang Giga are both eyeing the driver's seat in Game 3 of the PBA Governor's Cup Finals. Fresh off a rousing game that tied the series at 1 apiece, TNT is banking on the momentum of Game 2 to get them through Game 3. Import Ronde Hollis Jefferson had earlier said he is keeping a one-game-at-a-time mindset throughout the 7-game series. On the flip side, Ginebra is hoping to bounce back with the help of import Justin Brownlee, who had a rough shooting night in Game 2. Brownlee shot just 3 of 16 and finished with 12 points on Wednesday. Game 3 of the PBA Governor's Cup Finals is happening at the Smart Araneta Coliseum later this afternoon at 5:45 p.m. You can catch the game live on One Sports and TV5. We're taking a timeout. The game on One News Now will return after a quick break. Stay tuned. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippine women's volleyball team has flown to Osaka, Japan for a training camp ahead of the Southeast Asian Games next month. The 14-strong squad, bannered by Eliza Valdez and Brazilian head coach Jorge De Brito, only have practically 3 weeks to prepare for the event. While the SEA Games officially begins on May 5, volleyball will have a head start with games kicking off on May 3 in Phnom Penh. The team is eyeing nothing less than a podium finish after settling for 4th place finishes in the last 3 editions of the Games. And there's now a promising new app for female athletes. In the United Kingdom, mentors are tracking the menstrual cycles of the Welsh women's rugby team to see if their monthly periods affect their game performance. The details in this Reuters video.
Version of the app on their phone that just allows them to input their own data.
Some of this one is quite good as well, so you can literally, I quite like this, you literally just select the area. The app collects a whole lot of data from the players, from sleep tracking to mood, energy. It also collects whether we've got any injuries or soreness, but then most importantly it also collects our menstrual cycle, what phase we're in and what symptoms we're getting. So if a player comes in and they've got severe cramping or fatigue or anything like that, then the coaches and physios are aware of it already without us having to have that conversation, because you don't always want to go up to your head coach and tell him, I'm on my period, I'm in a lot of pain today, just, you know, I might not be my best self or whatever.
To normalise the conversation is key regarding increasing talent, growth within the game. I think to allow the players or young players to feel comfortable in the environment to speak and be open about their menstrual cycle or what phase they are in their cycle, I think is massive for us as a nation and also as a team as we continue to grow.
Talking about the strong dominance in the front row, that was an absolute ollie. I'm feeling Luna's just...
Moving on to tennis, where 16th seed Lorenzo Musetti upset world number 1 Novak Djokovic in 3 sets to reach the Monte Carlo Masters quarterfinals. Despite wet and windy conditions, the 21-year-old Italian broke Djokovic's serve 8 times, en route to a 4-6, 6-4, and 6-1 victory. It took 2 hours and 54 minutes for Musetti to take down the world number 1 and earn the second top 5 win of his young career. Musetti next meets countryman Jannik Sinner in the top 8. Meanwhile, Djokovic says he feels terrible after the loss, failing to bounce back from disappointing clay court performances in the past years.
Well, feeling is terrible after playing like this, honestly. But congrats to him. He stayed tough in the important moments, and that's it. That's all I can say. Good luck to him. I think it's catastrophic, but feeling is bad right now because he lost the match. That's all. Congrats to my opponent. I move on.
Get your fill of the latest in sports at onesports.ph. Meantime, the news day continues later at 4:30 p.m. I'll see you then. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.